Hey everybody, welcome back to another Diecast review. Today we are taking a look at... Oops, there we go. This is Martin Truex Jr.'s 2022 Bass Pro Shops 50th Anniversary Elite. But as you can tell, it is generic on the box artwork. Big bummer. Big bummer on the box being this. So yeah, number of things. But let's go ahead and at least show you the part that is unique. And there you have it. Martin Truex Jr., number 19, Bass Pro Shops, 2022 Camry, 1 of 105. And yeah, they still come in the same box with that clear shielded thing. And this is not my cup of tea. But let's go ahead and get onto the car here because this is where the stuff does get decent. So here on the left side, you can see we got our number 19 there. We got our exhaust pipe right underneath. We got Bass Pro Shops, Trekker boats, and ATVs. We got TRD down there on the rocker box. We got Reese's and the ethanol ring over here. DeWalt up there on the C-post. Martin Truex Jr. on the name rail. We also do have like a roof hatch, like actually indented in the roof. Like it's always in the car. It's not a temporary thing. Roof flaps do deploy on the roof. You can see the front and rear camera. Also the antenna holes are up there as well. You can see it does have a functioning rear suspension, functioning front suspension as well. So we do have moving suspension, and you could actually lower it and put it right on the ground if you really wanted to. Mostly you probably want to drop the rear down, but you can see up there now. You can see the spoiler there with the little rivets in the back and the clear top. Camry, Trekker boats and ATVs, Toyota, and then you see the diffuser hanging down there off the bottom of the car there. Now that actually also pops up. I didn't even mention that, but this does pop open. Our fuel cell is in the back there. It's really hard to see because unfortunately it's kind of a really tiny deck lid. That's another reason why I think I would start recommending ARCs, is because even though the trunk opens, it's really hard to really see anything. As you go over to the right side here, you can see Trekker boats and ATVs, TRD, Bass Pro Shops, number 19, exhaust pipe up there. So everything's kind of the same. You can see the window, the rear window there. We got Truex Jr. up there on the front window banner and also on the rear window banner. And then here you can see we got the Bass Pro Shops 50th Anniversary logo, something that the Gregson cars were missing, but at least they got it right on here. Let's go ahead and take a look under the hood of this car. All right, so under the hood of the car, you can see we have bright red valve covers there. We also have the engine detail as well. There are some exhaust pipes and headers and transmissions in there, but it's hard to see them. Let's go ahead and pop it underneath. Here underneath, you can see there's our diffuser thing. Now, there are 3 or 4, I think there's 4 screws we can take off if we want to take the diffuser off, which is exactly what we're going to do because we've only seen one of these. I did a teardown, and we're only going to do this a couple times, and then I'm going to stop doing it because I don't need to do it in every single video. But basically, you take a, there we go, take a small screwdriver here like that, and you just take out these 4 screws, one of them being right here. And this is how it's designed to go, too. This isn't like, you know, I always like to tear cars apart, but this is actually designed, the Lionel CEO said so. So it says, he said so, you know, like that's all it takes. If he says so, then it's okay. So we're going to pull this off here, just so we can show you the chassis detail, because it is a metal chassis versus plastic. There we go. I kind of want to grab that so it doesn't get lost. All right, and we get the rest of it there we go, without losing a bunch of screws. Yeah, there we go. All right, so there is the undercarriage detail there. You can see we don't have the exhaust pipes. Those were actually late changes, and they already had the screw holes there. So they were originally going to have exhaust pipes down the side here because the exhaust was supposed to be at the rear. Late update, they moved the exhaust pipes under the number here and here. Well, they already had these screws designed in. So unfortunately, they couldn't put them in. They couldn't put the pipes in here. So I know it sounds like it was cheap, but it was also a late change, and that's kind of a reason that you know, we're stuck with what we got here. But here you can see the rear suspension, the rear axle, and some of those pieces here, functioning rear suspension in there. And then just some of the other pieces. And then you can see our opposable front wheels. We got the different, like I said, exhaust pipes here. Originally, the exhaust pipes were supposed to go like down and out, or down and out the side. This one actually just comes over and out. Like, even these aren't even run quite right. But you can see we got some other lines in here, drive shaft underneath. You can sort of see the engine detail in there, up on top and down in that area. So it's kind of tough to see. Let's go ahead and pop that hood open again, and I'll show you how. There you can see the air or the light coming through. So that's what it looks like when you take the diffuser off. But when you put that diffuser back on, that whole thing gets covered up, and so it's hard to see through and see all that detail. So there is decent detail in there. It's just it is harder to see once you do take that off. So the nice thing too is that once you're all said and done with it, you just slide your diffuser right back on top like that, and then put the 4 screws back in. So pretty darn quick, pretty darn simple, and that's the nice thing about it, is that it doesn't take hardly any effort at all, and you can do it, you know, whenever you want. The only time you'd really want to do that for a legitimate reason would be if you want to lower the car, messing around with like springs and suspension stuff. The other option would potentially be if you wanted to customize different things within the interior of the car, like the seat or the dash or the roll bars or whatever. If you're, you know, anything that you could potentially think about customizing, that would be the spot where you'd want to make sure that, oops, tripod just fell down. But that would be the spot where you'd want to take all this off so that you can get down in there and make those adjustments. So it is only 4 small screws that hold that on, so it is kind of pretty. It's really simple, really easy to get on and off. As I said, I don't know that I would take it off a bunch of mine, but I don't know. I'm still very torn on which way I'm going to go as far as a leader ARC. But anyway, guys, that'll pretty much wrap up this diecast review. Let me know your thoughts on Martin Truex Jr.'s 2022 next-gen car and the next-gen car in general. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But you can check out a lot of next-gen cars at rasdiecast.com. If you don't see one that you want and it hasn't come out yet, let me know. I can get a bunch in, but it's kind of a guessing game on that website, so always feel free to contact me in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, guys, this has been Race Grace. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next diecast review.